Hello everyone, here we're playing Farming Simulator 17 on Missouri, Mississippi, Ohio River Basin map. As I've said before, typically just call this the River Basin map here. And again, pretty much picking up where we left off here from last episode. Finished slurry on field 30 here, so we got the T9 with our cultivator. The Kuhn Cross cultivator here. We're going to get this field cultivated. And then we're going to head out to the fields we were combining there last episode. Finish up that and hopefully start planting that this episode here. Okay, we'll just hire a worker here. The bits in the corner here were course play misses. Okay, should be good to go. Out of curiosity, this should remove the fertilization, and we can fertilize it again after this, I believe. We'll find out, I guess. Anyway, got the cultivator over here, working our way around the field. The old Challenger here on it. Just got to make one pass down this side of the field here. We're kind of up in the top northeast corner here. And just to give you a perspective of how long this field is now, just make note of how long it takes us to get from this end of the field here to the other end, which you cannot even see yet. It's going to take a few moments here. And then, like I said, we'll look at planting this field as well. Probably... Oh, what do we want to plant on this field? I was thinking corn, but I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe we could do corn, I suppose. I'm thinking something we can plant with the DB120. You know, being the DB120, that'll plant somewhat quick. And I was thinking probably too getting a second DB120. We'll look at that here once we get this bit cultivated here. And then we can actually start put some more fertilizer down as well. Field 25 has one level of fertilization on it, but 24 and 19 can both use a level of fertilization yet. We'll read some comments here in a moment. Joe was saying, thanks for doing some good old USA farming on a US map. You should get the Michigan map from Taylor Farms. Yes, I have heard that that map is out. We'll see what's in the future here, maybe. Obviously, we did Michigan back in Farming Simulator 15 there. Good map back then, if you ask me. Ralph was asking, does Follow Me work on the Xbox One? No, Follow Me mod is not available for the Xbox. Thomas McConsole was saying, just saying that ugly green thing you're using to pull the mother bin would look a lot better in pink. Just saying. He's talking about the 8970 there. Horrible comment if you ask me. Ugly green thing. That is one beautiful John Deere 8970 tractor if you ask me. Thomas McConsole also replied to his own comment and said, I'll reply for you. Oh, brother. No, just no. I don't think I could have said it any better myself. Anthony was saying, a great video, but you missed a spot. Yeah, we're missing all kinds of spots here. Getting course play doing the work, and the hired workers here. Yeah, wow, hired workers. This is as close to the field edge as they get. I don't know why. It's like, there's nothing here. Well, okay, there are some trees there, I guess. There must be some trees that survived my mass deleting. Shane was saying, a great video. Thank you very much for that. Keaton was saying, there's too many mods. It's called Jeffrey. Well, I'm pretty sure I've got more mods than Jeffrey does yet. Hein was asking, having trouble there with the course play silage bunker leveling course. Got the route set, tell it to drive, but he only goes down the middle of the bunker. Does not go left or right to level that out. My suggestion there would be to make sure you have your width set right for the blade you're using. If the width isn't set right, it might not go left and right properly. Okay, there we go. And I didn't even pay attention how long it took us to get to this end of the field here, but it took us a moment. And of course, if you didn't watch last episode, we took field 25, 24, and 19 there, combined them up. Of course, deleted out the trees between the fields so we could do that. Be cool if we could add 18 in with this as well, but unfortunately there's that bridge and road between the fields. Now, obviously, yes, I could go into Giants Editor, delete those out, but I don't feel like doing that. Don't need to be getting that crazy with combining fields here. And, you know, if you want to talk about getting crazy combining fields and making fields, go watch the Valley of the Old Farm series. Okay, so I did bring the other seeders out here, but as I said, looking at the size of this field, I don't think I want to use those seeders on here. I think we're going to go with the John Deere DB120. Also, let's get an application of fertilizer going here as well. And seeing as how I cultivated this portion, I think I can actually start from right here. Only thing is, though, this is going to take a while with this. Oh my. Wonder if I can go the length of the field here. If that's going to work or not, but we're going to give it a try. Maybe I should consider running dual fertilizer spreaders here. You know what? Why don't we? Yeah, we can run dual fertilizer spreaders. Good excuse to do it, right? How often do we run more than one fertilization spreader of some sorts? Okay, well, you know what? What am I looking for? I'm looking for another John Deere 7R here. We'll just kind of match the tractor we're using right now. So 7R, 7210, wheel setup. We'll throw some rear duals on there. Front weight, sure. Fenders. Front loader, nope. And then we'll pick up another one of the same fertilizers we're using. And yes, I do realize the horse one is bigger. Just don't typically use this one, so I thought I'd give it a try for this series here. Okay, we'll get this refilled here in a moment. Probably should check on the cows here again as well. Currently have 1,061 cows. But they are reproducing slowly but surely. Look out, dog. Coming through. And it's going to take a moment to fill here. Joseph is asking, did you see the new update for the map on Black Sheep modding? Talking about Valley of the Old Farm there as far as I know. And yes, I have heard there is an update for, or will be an update for Valley of the Old Farm. They are working on it. I'm not sure it's out yet, at least from the last I've heard anyway. Good news is it doesn't sound like it'll require a new save game, and if that's the case, we'll probably update on the multiplayer server there, so update that map. Sounds like mostly just some cosmetic fixes, nothing major needing fixed. Of course, you know, we won't be updating if it requires us to re-log everything, or do all the logging over again. Obviously, we've done a lot of logging on that map, and I would hate to have to redo that. That would definitely not be fun. Jackson was saying, a great video. Thank you very much for that. Jordan was saying, thanks for the green number explanation. Still filling it. Wow. And technically, too, seeing how I'm using a hired worker, I don't really need to fill it, but we will anyway. And Riku was saying, I think you should do a more realistic series. Maybe get more views. More realistic series. Every now and then I get a comment about that, saying I should do it more realistically, or play more realistic, or do a more realistic series. To which my response always has been, in what way, or how do you want me to play more realistically? Other than, say, maybe turning on crop destruction, which, as I've mentioned many, many times before, will not happen. Not with courseplay and hired workers running around anyway. We don't need crops getting destroyed because derpy courseplay or derpy hired workers are doing silly stuff. And I've said this many, many times before as well. Crop destruction, just don't drive on the crops. Okay, it's still filling yet. Okay, well, in this exciting episode here, we're just going to wait while our fertilization... Why do I keep saying the fertilization? Our fertilizer spreader here fills up. Please wait. It's getting there. 86%. Matt was saying, I love your videos, but I've noticed your mod list isn't updated with the grain trucks. Is there any way you could do that? Talking about the GMC dump trucks there, I do not have a link for those, nor do I know where they came from. So that is the reason they are not in the mod list. They are from, I think, Winston, if that helps anybody out. So yes, Winston's, a seed tender there. Interesting. But yeah, Winston's dump trucks here, there's two versions of it. One that holds 100,000 liters. If I remember correctly, this one has the weird sound. It holds more, but sounds weird. Has the fixed acceleration on it, though. This one holds 80,000 liters, still quite a bit. And is really jumpy. I mean, for those of you who have driven this thing, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It is jumpy. Very, very quick on the acceleration. But sounds good. This one, it's kind of a toss-up. Do you want the jumpy acceleration, or do you want the loud, obnoxious sound? I think I'll go with the jumpy acceleration myself. Okay, let's head out to... big field here. He'll probably almost have that field done by the time we get over there. Oh well. Let's see, is there anything else we need to bring? Oh, you know what? Yeah, we can, let's get another planter tractor here and a planter. And we can use Follow Me to bring that all down there at once. So I figure for tractors, we're just going to go with one of the tractors I already have. Just kind of matching stuff up here, and that is... no, not that one. Going here. The Challenger MT800 we have on the seeder currently. We'll just get another one of those. 646 horsepower. And another DB120. Okay, let's go. So DB120. There's 60. There's the 120. No flags. I don't remember what we have. Canadian flag. Ooh, Canadian flags. Now let's go USA flags. We are in the USA here, so I don't remember if I have the other one with flags or not. One thing's for sure here, Group 5 is starting to get a bit big. I'm going to have to, like, split this up somehow. Maybe kind of move tractors up, since I really don't have any 100 or even 200 horsepower tractors, really, hardly. Oh, we got to fill this up yet, too. That's right. Okay. Well, this doesn't hold as much, so it's not quite as bad. And for those of you wondering how I do my group switcher, at least for me, this is the way I typically do it. Groups 1 through 5 I use for tractors, and I use them in increments of 100 horsepower. So group 1, 100 horsepower or thereabouts. Group 2, 200, 3, 300 horsepower, 4, 400 horsepower, 5, 500 horsepower. Obviously in this series so far, we got quite a few tractors that are around the 500 horsepower marks. So yeah, groups 4 and 5 are actually getting quite big. And then I like to use like group 6 there for the harvesters. And then groups 7, 8, 9 for loaders, forestry equipment, sprayers, that type of thing. And group 0 for my trucks. That's the way I like to do it. Obviously, however you want to do it's up to you, but that's kind of how I do it. So this shouldn't take as long to fill, at least. King282 was saying, are you going to stream tonight? Well, at the time he asked that question, apparently the answer was no. Again, when it comes to live streaming, like I said, as I have time, which typically the winter months here, try to as often as possible. And keep in mind too, just because I'm not streaming doesn't mean I'm not on playing on the multiplayer server. So again, if you'd like to join us and play some Farming Simulator multiplayer, make sure you join us on the multiplayer servers there. I believe I have the information in the description of this video, so if you'd like to join us, just check the description there for information for joining us on the TeamSpeak server. And once you're on TeamSpeak, we got all the information for the multiplayer servers in TeamSpeak. Oops. Okay, if you could so kindly follow. Yeah, like I said, the other probably good. He's about half done. Might get a little spreading in here by the time we get over there. Jeffrey was asking, is that AI extension that calculates the hectares? I don't use it in single player because of obvious reasons, and I've never used it on server 1. And we obviously don't have it on server 3. Yes, when you drive over a field, that is the AI extension mod that is showing that calculation of hectares. I don't know why it does that when you just drive over a field. I guess that's just the way AI extension is. Obviously, when you hire a worker, it has to do that. That makes sense. But why when you just drive over a field it does that, I don't know. But again, like I said, yes, that is the AI extension mod that is doing that. Oh, he's behind us there somewhere. Field 2 is coming along nicely there. And at least next episode we'll probably get some more harvesting again. So for those of you liking the big, large courseplay harvesting events, well, probably next episode we'll get into that again. Got the harvesters all lined up by Field 31 there. They're waiting and raring to go. Field 31 is ready to harvest. Just thought we'd take a little break from that for a change and do some other work here. Jeremy was saying on Valley of the Old Farm there, your grass is going back into the Silo King. Oh, never mind. I guess you figured it out. Yes, we did. Yep. For those of you who watched Valley of the Old Farm there last episode, we put down a placeable mixing station there for the cows there, and I put it apparently a little too close to the Silo King. So when you try to dump grass in, if you're not in the right spot, the grass goes back into the Silo King as opposed to going into the mixing station there. Okay. And we're going to hire a worker. And where is the tractor with the planter here? I'm going to stop him as soon as he gets here. Actually, I can tab to him. Oh, he's quite a bit behind, isn't he? Oh, yeah, he's a little bit slower. That makes sense. That makes sense. 30, 31, 32 miles an hour on the other tractor as opposed to 26 here. And add you in a group as well. We'll just put you in group 5 for now, I guess. And put you in a group as well. Ooh. That's a group 2 of the other one. There we go. Okay, and the other Challenger. And we can start this one on the seeding process here. I'll have to wait for the other side there for the fertilizer spreader to make a round or two. Seeing how the seeder's actually wider than the fertilizer spreader. Ethan was saying, good videos. Thank you very much for that. Lincoln was saying, hi and good videos. Thank you very much for that as well. Andrew was saying, I see you use my mods quite a bit. Interesting to see them on YouTube. He doesn't say which mods, so I'm not entirely sure what mods he's talking about there, but if I'm using mods you made and you're seeing them, well, thank you very much for making them then. And I think I'll be planting a long way here, by the way. At least that was my plan anyway. Get rid of that offset there, 30 meters. Actually, I think it's wider than that, isn't it? Oh, yes, we do have American flags on this one. Let's see, the verdict is, yeah, we're definitely quite a bit wider here. Let's see, let's get straightened out here and let's recalculate this moment. We're the offset 36.3. Actually, it's probably just plain 36, but we'll go with that. Offset 0. And we're off. This is a new version and a fixed version of this John Deere DB120, by the way. We've been through like several different versions of this DB120. It's had a lot of issues with it. Problems with the mod itself, seed and fertilizer usage. Stuck on the fertilization here today for some reason. Fertilizer usage. But this one seems to have fixed most of it. It'd be nice, I guess, if it holds a little bit more. I haven't used it myself a whole lot yet here. But from those that have, apparently it'd be nice if it held a little more. Or didn't use quite as much. You know, one way or the other. But yeah, that's one way one of the modders fixed it. You know, as opposed to fixing the amount of seed and fertilizer that it used, which, if you ask me, was way, way too high. They just increased the capacity of it. So I think this thing held like 100,000 liters of seed and 100,000 liters of fertilizer. Maybe it was 100,000 liters combined. I don't remember which way it went, but yeah, it held like 100,000 liters, which, you know, cost a bloody fortune to fill this thing up. So, like, might as well change the usage as opposed to how much it holds. Make the usage a little more reasonable. Now, obviously, given the fact that this is 36.3 meters, it's going to hold quite a bit and plant and use quite a bit, but seemed a little bit unreasonable before. Bo was saying, I love playing on the PC, but playing on my console at the moment because my 760 burned up and new GPUs are out of sight. Oh yes, going back to the GPU things here again. Obviously, for anybody out there looking at the computer market, the computer hardware market at this point, graphics cards are expensive. And not to mention hard to get your hands on as well. Obviously with the Bitcoin craze here, GPUs are flying off the shelves. Virtual ones for that matter too. Looking for GPUs here. Just last week, every single manufacturer was sold out of every single variation of 1080 that they made. It's like, wow, I don't think I've ever seen that before. And I'm talking every single variation. You know, and most manufacturers have, you know, what, at least a half a dozen to a dozen different variations. You know, fan configurations, liquid cooled. You know, extreme overclocked variations that cost a lot of money. Even those are sold out. So yeah, if you're in the market looking for a graphics card at this point, you might be better off waiting a couple months here for the whole Bitcoin craziness to settle down. And one thing that confuses me as well, I keep hearing a lot of people saying, well, the GPU manufacturers obviously are not liking this, which makes me scratch my head. In what way would the GPU manufacturers not like the Bitcoin craze? If people are crazy enough to buy their cards to do that, I don't think they're going to care as long as they get bought and they get their money for them. Oh, what are we about? 25% probably use here by the time we get to the other end of the field. Probably a little better than that, maybe. At least on the seed. Oh, we got one John Deere 7R that finished. Wonder which one. We got one that is still working yet. Anyway, a couple comments here again. Micah was saying, why can't Farming Simulator 17 have the ability to rebuild things like Farmer's Dynasty does? And I guess my question on that is, would you really want that in Farming Simulator? I mean, Farmer's Dynasty is a different type of game than what Farming Simulator is. And you can't really have everything in all one game. Kind of have to pick and choose a little bit what you're going to put in the games. So again, like I said, back to my response, would you really want that in Farming Simulator 17? Again, keep in mind this is a farming simulator. A little bit of a stretch on the simulator part too, maybe, but it is a farming simulator. Miss Celtic Girl was saying, love Farmer's Dynasty. William was saying on the Farmer's Dynasty there, I like that gap in the roof too. Thinking the same thing, that roof is not going to keep nothing dry. I think that's over our fertilizer and seeds storage there too yet. One area we probably want to keep dry. We'll have to explore too. There's probably different roofing options for that maybe that actually might work better. Oh, a fun turn to make here. Okay, row number 2. How many rows it take to actually finish this field? Not to mention, and again, I didn't keep track of how long it took us to go from one end of the field to the other here. But anyway, looking at the time, looks like it's time to wrap up the episode. So with that, you folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching, and until next time.